Yes, you can.
I see people under the tambourino dancing. I guess there is a celebration. I'm the only one at home. All I want to do now is dance the wombo lumbo. So I lock up and keep Kokorola Bekondo. Where do they have to move? Yeah. Come see my picking at the Aruko, they dance. Colombo.
Right. We have 37 people. Can we start? I see people under the tamborino. We may begin. We are also live. Yes. All I want to do now is dance wombo. So I lock up and keep Kokorola Begondo. I can't tell where do they have to move, yeah. Come see my picking at the Aruko de Jan Bolombo. Right. I'm seeing here there's 39 people who have joined the stream. I'm having a little problem with my video. I'm hoping that we can have a very great session here. Welcoming everyone who is just joining in, maybe to ensure that we have everyone and everyone can get my audio. If you guys raise your hands, if you can, please. I will appreciate. Great. I'll try and get my video on in just a short while, but welcome to everyone who's joined this stream this year, My Little Big Thing Challenge. Right, so by MK Africa, who have organized the My Little Big Thing Challenge. And this is inspiration that started back then, of course, from Wangari Maathai, who had her own little big thing in the area, or the area environment, especially focused in ensuring that we have enough tree coverage, and of course forest cover as well is all in there. So that is part of the inspiration that led to My Little Big Thing. This year we are celebrating 5 years since this initiative began, and we're glad that most of you guys could be able to join tonight and register for this year. And to start us off, we'll start with the first house rule that I'm going to give you guys. If you're joining with a device that is showing your device name on something that isn't your name, we'd request that you rename your device, because we have a few engaging sessions that would require that we see your name. For example, we'll be beginning this session as we allow others to also join this, and by a bit of time, we have just a small quiz set up for you guys to see how your understanding looks like of matters, sustainability and development, because that is the focus, SDGs, sustainability and development goals. So we'll be showing you guys the first question here. And for this interactive session that we are beginning with, we are starting with 2 questions, and we'll be picking the first 3 guys who will answer correctly. And we have a little gift for you guys. Again, I would ask to know if at this point everyone can get me. Just a few hands raised here and there would help, or a thumbs up, so that we can ensure that we are also flowing smoothly. Nice, great. I'm seeing here a few hands from Derek Kweke, Joseph Thuku, asante sana. Right, so we'll be showing you guys 2. Right, good. Thank you guys for raising your hands. So those are the 2 quizzes that are displayed on your screen coming up in just a short while. And we'll ask that the first 3 guys to get the answers to raise their hands. We have something small, so make sure that you're renaming your devices to your name so you can get the name and send you what we have. So we already have answers coming in. What percentage of Earth's surface is covered by the oceans? I'm seeing here 2 answers already coming in. And we could love to get a third answer there. Nice. Elizabeth Mwangi, Brian Kipruto, Oliver Justice with 72 there. Right. Then, so we'll get the first 3 who answered correctly, and we'll be sending 500 Kenyan shillings worth of airtime from Safaricom. So we will be getting your details in just a short while. I'm seeing here answers are streaming in. Remember, if someone else is also trying to join the stream and they cannot be able to, tell them at My Little Big Thing is where we are on YouTube. We're also streaming live there. I will now go to the second question, as also the first ones, we try and get the first three. So the second question, what percentage of Kenya is covered by forests? Guys, it's important for us to know what is happening in our country as well. So is it 6.1%, 30%, 10.5%? If you have the answer with the first three also for this particular question, we will be picking those as well. I'm seeing a lot of answers are streaming in there. So the first three will be the ones getting 500 Kenyan shillings worth of airtime, courtesy of at Safaricom and My Little Big Thing, of course, in collaboration in that. Thank you very much for those who are continuing to send in their answers. We'll be getting to that in just a short while. My name is Richard Okenya. Most of you cannot be able to see, all of you can't be able to see me right now, but I'm glad that you can hear my voice well. So thank you very much for joining this particular stream this year for My Little Big Thing. This is, of course, organized by MK Africa, who are focused and running this initiative known as My Little Big Thing, that trains and mentors the youth on entrepreneurship and the SDGs. Maybe some of you might not know what the SDGs are. So the United Nations and all its member states back in 2015, they decided that maybe ending poverty and other things that are happening all around in the world cannot just be done as singular items. So they have to go hand in hand with health, education, inequality, economic growth, and also tackling matters of climate change and other things that are aimed and geared towards preserving our environment, our forests, and also everything that is concerning us as humans or people who are, of course, trying to exist in this earth. So MK Africa is running the My Little Big Thing that is now on its 5th year, that is this 2021. And now the SDGs that they're focusing on this year is SDG 12 to 15. We'll be having webinars on this, that is My Little Big Thing webinars that are focused on SDG 12 to 15 in the coming days, and that communication will be done during this particular event. But first of all, thank you very much again for joining this stream. We are live, as we said, on our YouTube, so you can share that to the people who you want to join this. I'll be, at this point, welcoming my co-host of this event. But before I do that, a little few housekeeping rules, of course, that I have to tell you guys to make sure that you are maintaining as we are continuing with this event. First thing is make sure that you mute your microphone if you, of course, are not the one speaking. Keep the background noise to a minimum for those who will be speaking and having their microphones on. Ensure that your pets are in a different room. Keep the love on the low for them tonight. Be mindful of that background noise, and also position your camera properly. And this is going to those people who will be presenting them their screens and sharing, of course, their presentations here. Ensure that your camera is properly positioned. I'll be doing that for mine as well in just a short while, so you guys will be able to see my nice background that is set up for tonight's event. Limit the distractions that are in your environment so that you can be able, of course, to ensure that you are here and fully concentrating on what we'll be sharing tonight. Avoid multitasking. If you're trying to get a snack or something that is happening on the side, please keep that on the low as well. And as I said, when we're beginning this event, is that ensure that you are renaming your devices so that you can be able to get your names, of course, for all the information that you'll be sharing and engaging with you guys. And of course, so much more that is happening tonight in this launch of the My Little Big Thing. So the agenda tonight, we have officially opened the event. Welcome. I'll be in a short while introducing the CEO of MK Africa, which is the organization behind My Little Big Thing. That is Muthoni Kanyana. She'll be joining us in a short while, and also introducing Samson Kanai from Safaricom to help us understand how their green agenda looks like in matters of sustainable and business and social impact. Later on, the green agenda SDGs will be doing a short also interactive session. Later on, I'll be informing you what that is about when time comes, and on the platform that we'll be doing that at. So make sure that you are listening keenly to everything that I'll be saying. We'll have experiences shared here tonight by those finalists and also winners who've been there in the previous My Little Big Thing competitions. They'll be sharing their experiences and telling us exactly what they did, how they are faring on, and what to look forward to for those people who want to participate in this year's challenge. Of course, My Little Big Thing is enabled and empowered through the partnership that is enjoyed with the Cambridge Institute for Sustainability Leadership, and the deputy director there will be joining us also to tell us how that partnership looks like. And before later on, we can get to listen from a few more finalists and the winner of 2019, that is Steve Mushiri, and I hope he is here tonight to help us share what the experience was like for him. And eventually, we will launch officially the My Little Big Thing Challenge for 2021. All the details will be brought to you by the CEO of MK Africa, Muthoni Kanyana, who's also my co-host tonight, before eventually we have the vote of thanks coming from the advisory board chairman, that is Mr. Isaac Kamande, and that event will have come to an end at that point. I'm glad that you guys are able to tune in tonight again. My name is Richard Okenya, and I'll be facilitating this with all the partners who have enabled this event to go through. And at this point, I welcome Muthoni Kanyana to give her opening remarks and tell us what we're expecting tonight. Welcome.
Thank you very much, Richard. Unfortunately, I'm also not able to share my video, or even if I did, you probably wouldn't see me because we are having a candlelit My Little Big Thing launch experience 2021. We just lost power a few minutes ago. Hopefully it will come back before the end of this event, and I'll be able to at least show my face to those who may not know me. Nevertheless, I'm glad I have a picture there that sort of gives an idea of who I am. And just to give you a bit of background on what MK Africa is about, MK Africa is a business consultancy that offers training, strategy development, and reporting on sustainability and the SDGs to companies that are looking to create measurable economic, environmental, and social impact. The My Little Big Thing initiative, thank you for putting my candlelit video on. The My Little Big Thing initiative is, and I'm just going to switch that off so that it's not distracting, is an initiative by MK Africa through which we promote sustainability education and encourage entrepreneurship and innovation by undergraduate university students around the SDGs. And you can find out more about that on mylittlebigthing.com. But because that's what we came to speak about, you will also be hearing much more about the initiative as we go along. Just as so that you know that a little bit more about MK Africa, because MK Africa is a company that runs the My Little Big Thing initiative. We help organizations learn reporting frameworks and requirements, identify their material sustainability issues, engage their stakeholders, including staff and suppliers, and basically help them report on their sustainability performance using globally recognized standards. MK Africa is actually a GRI certified trainer, and so if any of you here is interested in that, you can write to us and we'll be more than happy to share what GRI is and what that means for your sustainability journey if you're here representing a company, or you're just interested in learning more about sustainability and sustainability reporting. So we have been running the My Little Big Thing initiative for the last 5 years. And as Richard mentioned at the beginning, My Little Big Thing is inspired by the late Professor Wangari Maathai's little thing of planting trees. And this program, it's through this program that we train and mentor young people on sustainable business practices. We have 3 pillars under which we operate the My Little Big Thing Challenge. That's the education and training pillar. We have SDGs thought leadership, and of course, we have the annual innovation challenge that we are launching today. And I'll be speaking again a bit about that in the coming minutes. What we do and what we open the My Little Big Thing platform for is to provide an opportunity for partners to advance in sustainability leadership. And it's in that context that we have Samson Kanai, who has joined us today from Safaricom. Safaricom has been My Little Big Things partner right from inception. We began partnering with Safaricom in 2017 through their Blaze product. And eventually we transitioned this to an MOU, which we signed with Safaricom. And I'm sure Kanai may mention that in his presentation. And what is very important is that Safaricom has committed to associate with the My Little Big Thing brand through sponsorships and in-kind support. And we're very grateful for that for that support. So when it comes to SDGs thought leadership, we all know that Safaricom is a leading brand when it comes to sustainability and the SDGs and positioning their brand with sustainability and the SDGs. And this year they're going to be leading us in an SDG leadership series where we'll be focusing on our 4 key SDGs for this year's challenge. And that's the green agenda. So that's SDG 12, 13, 14, and 15. We'll be leading a series of conversations with Safaricom and their partners starting on the 2nd of September. And this is all part of the campaign, the My Little Big Thing SDGs Innovation Challenge, which we're launching here today. But without further ado, I'd like to introduce Samson Kanai, who is the Sustainable Business and Social Impact Manager at Safaricom, to share with us a few words on Safaricom's green agenda. Samson, I hope you're here. I saw you earlier in the meeting room, and I'm hoping that you have a good connection and can be able to join us now. Are you there?
Yeah, Modoni, I'm on the call, and good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Hope you can be able to see me.
Yes, we can. We can see
Okay.
part of
You can see part of me. Let me try. Okay. What about now?
Yeah, we can see you now.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Modoni, for the warm welcome and the introduction. And it's a great pleasure to be joining you and the rest of the participants in this session, in this launch of My Little Big Thing SDGs Innovation Challenge for 2021. And as you have mentioned, Safaricom has been in partnership in this challenge for the last 5 years. And I must say we are incredibly proud of to be part of this engagement. And in the course of our engagement, we have seen some brilliant ideas come through over the last 4 years, even during challenging times, such as the case was last year, given that a lot of us had to work from home or school from home, which made it a bit of a challenge for the participants to be able to work on their ideas and to present them in last year's challenge. That as may be, I think the last 1.5 years has been one of the most challenging in human history, so to say. And actually, some people have gone ahead to brand the year as a lost year, given the disruptions that we faced at a personal level, as businesses, or academic level. And the full impact from the COVID crisis will be felt for many years, some of it lasting many years to come. And indeed, as we all know, the crisis has changed our lives in many ways, some of which we can't comprehend. However, the extraordinary circumstances in which we find ourselves affirm the critical point that was made back in 2015 at the launch of the UN Sustainable Development Goals, that humanity needs to pull together and stand together, and that governments, civil society, businesses, representatives of the various interest groups need to join hands, driven by purpose rather than profit, interests, and short-term gain, to ensure that no one is left behind. Now, looking beyond the COVID crisis, I think platforms such as My Little Big Thing SDGs Innovation Challenge provide us an opportunity to come up or develop solutions or ideas that can help us tackle some of the most pressing challenges, some of which have been brought by the COVID crisis itself, as well as those that existed even before the COVID crisis came to be. And here we are talking about issues such as climate change, the growing inequalities, unemployment, and the continued degradation of the quality of life, and specifically the continued degradation of ecosystems. And I believe that will be one of the focus areas for the challenge for this year, which will be looking at SDGs 12 to 15. The reality is that the world is running late for the appointment to fix these grave issues we face today. We are running late in replenishing our forests when we harvest timber, leaving the ground bare. And this contributes to the destruction of ecosystems through soil erosion and flooding. We are running behind in job creation, potentially creating a situation where unemployment will breed social ills and unrest. About 6 years ago, the United Nations member states adopted the 17 SDGs. And as we all know, it's a universal call to action to end poverty and ensure that all people enjoy peace and prosperity by 2030. These goals were designed to head off poverty, hunger, inequality, adverse effects of climate change and on the environment, and improve access to healthcare and education. The goals were also designed to build strong institutions and partnerships and bring better prospects to people and the planet. However, they were not designed for governments alone. And as we all know, the implementation of the SDGs calls for cross-sector collaboration. All players in different sectors, be it from private sector, from non-governmental organizations, businesses and education institutions and individuals such as you and me to play their role. So at Safaricom, from the beginning, we knew that we had an opportunity to do more than just our core business, which is basically providing connectivity. And that is why we decided that from the onset, we must be a purpose-driven organization. So we realized that we had the opportunity to play a more prominent role in the country's socioeconomic transformation, and hence transforming lives became our purpose. So for us, transforming lives means more than just doing community projects. It means using our products and services to provide sustainable, customer-centric, insight-driven solutions to the society around us. It means advocating and galvanizing support around important issues such as governance, anti-corruption, climate change, diversity and inclusion, and human rights, simply because we believe it is the right thing to do. It means making long-term decisions at the cost of short-term gains. And in 2016, we started the process of integrating 9 out of the 17 SDGs into our core business strategy. So we identified 9 SDGs that we have integrated into our corporate strategy through a detailed prioritization and strategy alignment sessions. And we did this because we believe the SDGs provide the opportunity to do purpose-driven business and business that is both sustainable and inclusive. So our 9 SDGs are in health, education, affordable and clean energy, decent work and economic growth, innovation and infrastructure, reducing inequalities, responsible consumption and production, climate action, peace and justice, and partnerships. So looking at this year's competition and specifically my Little Big Thing SDGs Innovation Challenge, and definitely our SDGs journey. This is our journey, and it is one in which we are hoping to bring on board as many stakeholders as possible and partnerships to develop solutions that will support the achievement of the SDGs. So I know the participants taking part in this session this evening might ask, what role as a young person can play in this journey? It is critical to be conscious of the issues we face and to make everyday decisions in a way that helps a little to push the needle in the right direction. And if you think about it critically, it's the little things that we do, the little bit that we do that counts. And these include simple things in our day-to-day lives, such as switching off your lights when not in use, choosing to share a ride with your friends instead of each one of you taking a ride by themselves, or just planting a tree or planting a few trees in your specific location. These are the things that make a difference when aggregated collectively. And for this year's competition, the focus being SDG 12 to 15, and the main agenda for these SDGs being the planet. These SDGs seek to address issues on waste, climate change, and ecosystems degradation. So from this year's competition, we hope to see brilliant ideas coming through addressing these challenges, because we believe the youth hold the key, and each one of you hold the key to addressing or to solutions that will lead to us being capable of supporting the SDGs and addressing these challenges. So in conclusion, I wish all of you all the best as you work on your ideas, and we hope to see some great ideas in the course of the judging process. Thank you very much, and wishing you all the best for the rest of the session. Back to you, Muthoni.
Hello?
Right.
Did we lose some Kanai?
No, he just finished.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. So that was Samson Kanai, the manager of sustainable business and development, business and social impact. And he just gave his few points there on some of those SDGs and the efforts they're using at his organization in efforts to advocating and galvanizing efforts and, of course, intention towards the SDGs, especially this year, as we have said. Finally, I can be able to show my video, and I hope everyone can hear me. 2 thumbs up, as was the custom before. Right, thanks. So now we are taking a look at some of the answers that you guys gave, and these are the top 5 people, the top 3 who answered the first questions. So the first question, what percentage of Earth's surface is covered by the ocean? The answer is 72. So that was the answer number B. And the ones who got it first are Sami Thuo, Oliver Justice, and Melvin Murithi. So if you're still on the charts, you're getting yourself 500 cash shillings worth of airtime, courtesy of Safaricom and My Little Big Thing. The second question, what percentage of Kenya is covered by forests? And the answer there is 6.1%. We need to hit it to maybe around 10.5%, but that's what we have at the moment. And the ones who got the answers correctly is Brian Kipruto, Daisy Korir, Stephen Waithaka. So we will require that these guys that I've mentioned here send the details to our number that I'm going to read to you guys right now, and that is 0748892113. 0748892113, and I think we shall be able to post that up on our chat so that these guys can send their names and details to receive themselves their 500 worth of credit. So we move on with the programming tonight. I don't know whether Muthoni wanted to say something.
Actually, I did. I think you forgot to mention that we are live on KUTV. So anybody who is watching KUTV should be able to see this event live. Richard, I think they're going to be you for not mentioning that.
Yeah, I might lose my job for that. But yes, apart from YouTube, guys, which is on My Little Big Thing, we're also live at my workplace, which is KUTV Kenya, also partners with MK Africa for this year's My Little Big Thing. I think Muthoni will be informing you on how that partnership looks like in the coming few weeks. But you're also live there, so if you can switch on your TVs at KUTV Kenya, we'll be there. I'm seeing the number also for the guys who have won their airtime is sent to the chat. So send your details there, and we'll be sending you the airtime in a few. Muthoni, anything else I might have forgotten?
Before I share my question, I'm tempted to give away a little bit more airtime from Safaricom. I really enjoyed I really enjoyed Kanai's presentation, and I just want to see how many people were awake. So I'd let's like our audience to tell us the first two people to answer the question, how many SDGs does Safaricom have, in the chat should get some 500 shillings airtime.
Oof, I'm seeing answers already streaming in, so that looks like a lot of guys are awake in this particular stream.
Just hold
So
on a
it's
minute.
picking the first three?
Yes, we are only giving to the first three. So I don't know. I hope, Tito, you're looking at the answers and we can announce that later. But meanwhile, Richard, over to you. We have started the poll on Menti.
Right. So at this point, we are going to take a break, and but we are not getting off the Zoom. We are going to a platform known as Menti. So all of you guys, if you are able on the device that you're using tonight on the stream, you can type www.menti.com. That it's displayed on your screen, and there the first thing that you get when you get to the site.
Richard, are you there? Richard, can you hear me? Okay, can anyone hear me from, if you can hear me, please put up your hand so that I can know you can hear me.
Yes, I can.
So,
little bit. I don't know how many people have been able to join. Sorry, my video dropped there for a second, but I don't know how many guys have been able to join the platform.
okay, some answers are coming in now. Maybe you can see that on the screen.
Yes, so the options that were there: land degradation, deforestation, biodiversity loss, extreme vulnerability to climate change. A lot of guys are answering, no one is doing biodiversity. So the most urgent need, in your view, that needs to be addressed, that is facing Africa in terms of environmental challenges. So those are the four options there. Seeing more answers coming in.
Okay, I think we have enough respondents to our question. Can you hear me?
Yes, right.
Okay, so I think we have enough respondents to our question that we were asking. Africa faces serious environmental challenges. Which of the following, in your view, needs to be addressed most urgently? Majorities think it's deforestation, 50% of the answers coming in. And we have 30% thinking extreme vulnerability to climate change, which is also good responses. And then we have a tie between land degradation and deforestation. So thank you all for participating. I think we can close this now.
Yes.
Richard, do we have enough time to run Do we have
Sorry,
enough time? Do we have enough time to run another poll, or do we go to the next part of the presentation?
We should go to the next part. Maybe later on we try for our next breather to see whether we can run a poll.
Thank you very much. So I'll just go back to my presentation. Sorry.
All right. So at this point, thank you guys for those who were able to join the Menti. I'd maybe like to share your experiences on how you found how easy or difficult it was. I'm seeing a couple of hands from guys there. You can send your request to the chat that is live. So now it's time, I think we get to hear from a few of the guys who have been in the program. That is My Little Big Thing. And they have, of course, been able to go through it and have seen what it entails. So this is to ensure that for those guys who are anticipating to join this, what are you looking forward to? I don't know whether Samuel has been able to join this call tonight. Samuel?
Hi, very good evening. Can you hear me?
Right, we can hear you. I would like to introduce you, Samuel, before maybe you go on, we can hear you. So Samuel is the founder of Alive 365, and this is focused in offering hygiene education through a hands-on experience. So he is a graduate he has a degree in psychology, gender and sociology from Kenyatta University, which we're also streaming at, I'll say for the second time, at KU TV Kenya. So for those who have TV, you can switch that on. And he's also in the board of advisors at Together for Africa, which is an NGO. Now, apart from all that, he's an expert in global sustainable development goals by the United Nations through My Little Big Thing and My MK Africa, which is presenting to you tonight, My Little Big Thing. That is the launch for this year. So we'd like to welcome, of course, Samuel to come through and tell us exactly how experience was and what they're doing at Alive 365 and what others who are trying to impact the environment they're coming from and to bring forth the SDGs that are there through the United Nations and of course through the challenge that is being launched tonight and what exactly we can do. Welcome, Samuel.
Okay,
Sorry.
thank you.
Samuel, before you join us, and thank you very much for that introduction, Richard. Samuel, if you're able to share your camera, we have a request from KU TV that we see your face rather than see the poster on the screen. So if you're able to share your camera, please, could you do that for us? Thank you.
Samuel, is that a possibility?
I think I'm experiencing a little bit of a technical hinge. I'm trying to switch on my video, but I'm having some problem.
Okay. Oh, maybe you can begin as you try and figure that out in the moment.
Yes, I think the host can allow me to put on my video, but maybe as they continue to do that, once again, I would like to thank you very much for the warm welcome. I would like to salute everyone from MK Africa and the partners. My full name is Samuel Wafula, and I'm the co-founder of, and I hope you can hear me well. Yeah, and I'm the co-founder and CEO of Alive 365, where we offer hygiene education through hands-on experience. Basically, we try to innovate different products which can be used to offer quality education to primary school going children, either in the slums and in the urban settings. Yeah, we came to realize that there are so many cases of hygiene related diseases which are basically caused by the knowledge gap on proper hygiene and sanitation. And we try to address this through offering effective hygiene education, which is through board games, dances, as well as game applications. To set that aside, I think I was called to share my experience on the My Little Big Thing challenge in the year 2020. I would like to say that it was a really good experience whereby I was able to interact with so many innovators from different sides of the universities, and I was able to learn a lot from the experience. Our SDG focus was on SDG number 6, to up to SDG number 11, and my idea was focusing on SDG number 6. So through the competition, you're able to participate if you're only able to go through the SDG learning platform, which is offered for free by the My Little Big Thing and MK Africa. This is whereby the innovator is able to learn a lot of different insights from the SDG goals, from SDG number 1, I believe, to SDG number 17. So the innovator is able to go through different classes and do some different tests, whereby they are able to get certified at the end of the course on as fast they've completed the course. And moving forward, as they are able to finish their course, they're able to get a certificate which assures them a direct entry to apply for the competition. After that, they're able to go through the application process, whereby they are able to put in their ideas, and it is done through an essay, and you're also supposed to do a small video illustrating and showing why you should be picked to participate in the competition. Yeah, the application process, I would say it can only be easy if you've gone through the learning platform, but I believe in the process of innovation, there's no shortcut. So I believe that every innovator who wants to participate in the competition should be willing to participate in the free online course that is being offered by My Little Big Thing and the partners. Moving forward, after you're selected from your application, there's normally a 2-day design thinking training, whereby you're able to get experts from the field who are able to teach you practically as to why design thinking is really important when it comes to matters dealing with innovation. I would say the best part for me was the design thinking process, because I was able to learn that you could look at your idea from your perspective and deny to look it from the perspective of the person you want to impact, or the person you're solving the problem for. So the design thinking training really taught me as to why I should look at my idea from the perspective of my target market, rather than how I look at how I want my idea to be. And I remember one thing that I didn't get a lot from it, but I remember one thing that really stuck in my head was the part whereby the trainer was able to say, iterate, and iterate. And I would ask myself, why am I supposed to repeat? But when I was able to go to the field and practically do that, I came to realize that the more we were going back to the market and redefining according to the feedback we got from the clients, we were able to build or make something which was cost effective, and it was really friendly with the customers who are going to purchase for it. So the participants who want to take part in the future in the application process to go through keenly on the design thinking process as well. And after that, we were able to do a community immersion. This was also a part whereby you would apply the design thinking concept as well. I remember it wasn't easy because it was during the COVID-19 times, whereby the people are not really talking to strangers that much. And with the type of idea I had, I was supposed to associate with kids, and also with parents, and also with other institutions. I remember it was a hard time because I had to go to the slums so that I could get an opportunity to at least try our product with the kids. But lo and behold, I was able to do that. And it was so much interesting how you would see how your target client would embrace just a simple idea. And that really encouraged me to go through on the process, because for me, I wasn't going so much into winning the final award, but I believed that my small wins are in each and every step that I was taking in the process, be it the design thinking process, and be it in the community immersion. And in that step, I would advise you to really value the feedback and the insights you get from the people during community immersion, because I trust you me, some feedbacks won't be good. You will have good feedbacks, but a lot of the feedbacks will be negative. But what matters is how you take the feedback that you get from your target clients. And I believe that when you take it from a positive side, that is going to help you moving forward. As a Live 365, we were able to do that, and we were able to design a product which was friendly to a lot of students and a lot of parents who are able to. Sorry, I'm experiencing a little bit of a technical hinge, yeah, but I'll be able to fix it in a few.
Thank you,
Right.
Samuel. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm okay now.
Okay, Samuel, we have about a minute left for your presentation. Are you able to continue?
Yeah, let me just finish. Yeah, I'm sorry for that. I'm really sorry for that. Yeah, so I'll just move on to the progress so far and what MLBT enabled us to achieve. So what MLBT helped me to achieve was I was able to get a mentor who understood what we wanted. This is because our mentor was able to help us achieve to get us into a partnership meeting with UN Habitat, which is in the process of being fulfilled. And we were also to refine our products. This is through doing the packaging and also taking it to the market. The progress for Alive 365 so far is we've been able to partner with 15 primary schools, both in the slums and also in the urban settings. These are primary schools that are outside the informal settlement. We've also been able to establish 4 official partnerships with other companies who have been able to make smooth operations for Alive 365. And currently, we've also been able to expand our team. And finally, we've been able to participate in other competitions, global competitions, such as a University Startup World Cup by Ariel Africa, and also other companies in China. And we were able to be among the winners. And in November, we'll be representing Kenya in China, whereby we'll have the global finals. I would like to finish with a parting shot, which says that we innovate by starting with the customers and working backwards. That becomes the touchstone for how we innovate. Thank you very much.
Innovate by working backwards from the customer so that you can get solutions. That is what we have heard from Samuel Wafula, who has been, of course, a participant here before. He was a finalist, and he's now heading out to China in November to represent Kenya there. And we're hoping all the best to him as he tries, of course, to tackle some of those sustainable development goals. Thank you very much, Samuel. And right, Samuel, thank you very much for your presentation and some of those bits of information that you've given to us. I don't know whether I can get to ask Samuel a question before he goes, if he's still on the chat. Okay, seems like we have already lost him, but now we are still live on Facebook also at KUTV Kenya. The link that leads there is there on the chat, so you can find it and share it with your friends. We're still live on our YouTube and also live on KUTV's actual channel, so you can tell your friends to check that out there. Now, as we head out, as is, a good meal, of course, has to have, for those guys who come from traditional settings, a good meal has to have those 3 stones that are holding together the pot, so that the contents in there are, of course, to ensure kwamba kile kitu unapika iko sawa. You need to have those 3. So as well, My Little Big Thing is cooking something. MK Africa is cooking something, and they have some of those 3 stones that they've placed there for their My Little Big Thing pot. It's a little pot but it has big things inside with the 3 stones. And these are the 3 pillars that are the driving force behind that. I'm going to allow my co-host and also CEO MK Africa, Muthoni, to check the spotlight and tell us what they are planning there, and also some of those 3 pillars that are holding together the My Little Big Thing initiative. Welcome.
Thank you so much, Richard. We're moving along very well. So My Little Big Thing is an initiative by MK Africa that promotes entrepreneurial activity and learning on the Sustainable Development Goals, or the SDGs, by youth across Africa. And you heard it from Samuel that yes, we do have a learning platform, learning.mylittlebigthing.com, which through which we're able to have online sustainability courses for the young people who participate in our programs. Our mission is to train and mentor young people using relevant local content on the SDGs in order to promote impactful innovation. And the 3 pillars that you are referring to are education and training. And when it comes to education and training, SDGs thought leadership, entrepreneurship, and innovation. So when it comes to education and training, there are 3 key activities there. We conduct advocacy for education policy review, and are trying to run a pilot program on sustainability learning at Kenyatta University. We also have the learning platform, learning.mylittlebigthing.com, where we have the sustainability design thinking course that is going to be open for all who are participating in this year's challenge, starting from today. And then we have our mentorship, or our partnership with Cambridge Institute of Sustainability Leadership South Africa, and we're going to be hearing more from them regarding the partnership that we have, and the Sustainability Essential course, online business course that we offer to those the 3 winners of our challenge since last year. And then we have the SDGs Thought Leadership, where we conduct forums and discussions around the Sustainable Development Goals. We conduct awareness campaigns, as you had, that's very important. Kanai mentioned it as one of the ways in which youth can participate in the SDGs agenda is to increase their awareness, and we do that. And we also run partner events. And then we have the entrepreneurship and innovation pillar through which we run this challenge that we're launching here today. I want to take just a minute to introduce the members of our advisory board. We have Isaac Gituka Kamande, who is the former director of planning in the Ministry of Mining, and really one of the government officials who are key in the implementation of the SDGs agenda, or the Agenda 2030 by the Kenyan government. So he is the chair of our board, and you're going to be hearing a little bit from him in a few minutes. And then we have Karen Basie, who is in charge of sustainability business at Safaricom. She sits on our advisory board and leads the sustainability vision and ambition for Safaricom. She has over 15 years of experience in sustainability, and we're really honored to have her and her experience on our board. Then we have Gadhoni Mwai, who is a senior associate for the East African portfolio at Maliasili, which is an non-profit that works with high impact conservation organizations in Africa. She's very, very passionate about sustainable development, and particularly when it comes to youth programs. We have Jackie Awor, who is a consultant in SME business, and really a key pillar for our education and training program when it comes to training the young people that win our finalists on how to set up their SDGs innovation businesses. And then we have Dr. Benjamin Washira, who is an assistant professor of emergency medicine at Aga Khan University, who is very passionate about developing emergency medicine care in Africa and on working on social impact programs such as this one. And we have Dr. Carol Nderi, lecturer in the School of Business at Kenyatta University and a PhD in Human Resource Development, also very passionate and a member of our education and training pillar. And last but certainly not least, we have Emily Waita Masharia, who is the Public Affairs Director at Coca-Cola East Africa. She's very passionate about impactful programs, and she's just recently joined our board under the SDG Innovations pillar, where the My Little Big Thing Challenge falls. And not to forget Achieng Aloch, who is passionate about marketing communications. She's the head of marketing at Housing Finance Group and has been on our advisory board and part of our judging panel for the last 3 years. And so we're very privileged to have her as a member of our advisory board. So that's our advisory board in a nutshell. They get to support us in various functions in the 3 pillars that we have just mentioned that constitute the My Little Big Thing Innovations Challenge, or My Little Big Thing Initiative. I'd now like to introduce Elspeth Donovan. Elspeth is the Deputy Director of CISL, Cambridge Institute of Sustainability Leadership, South Africa office, and has been such a huge supporter of My Little Big Thing right from inception. I like to share that, actually the idea behind My Little Big Thing was born out of a program that I attended in which Elspeth was facilitating here in Nairobi about 7 years ago, if I'm correct. And it was through that program that we were able to come up with this idea, and I was able to reach out to Cambridge Institute of Sustainability Leadership, and they have been very supportive of our program. They've been offering us 3 scholarships for the winners to attend programs that they ran pre-COVID. Winners used to go to South Africa to attend the Sustainability Practitioners Program that Cambridge Institute of Sustainability Leadership in South Africa runs in Pretoria around August every year. Of course, now timings have changed a little bit with COVID and travel being restricted. And it's also because of that from last year, we switched from traveling to attend the Sustainability Practitioners Program in person to offering the online program, the Sustainability Essentials for Business program, that is also offered by Cambridge University. And so, CISL continue to support us. And in addition to that, they have been very instrumental in the foundation of our mentorship program, which we started last year. And so we have alumni from CISL who are mentors for the My Little Big Thing finalists who, and this is a program that I'll be speaking a little bit more about after this. But for now, let me welcome Elspeth. I hope she's still with us. She's on this call. Elspeth, are you there? Can you hear me, Elspeth? Oh my, did we lose her?
I was just trying to unmute myself. Hello.
Okay, hi, Elspeth.
Hi, Tony. Hi.
Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here, and a bit sort of humbled by seeing your advisory panel, thinking, oh my goodness, okay. So you've got lots of support behind you, but I know you, Matoni. I think everybody knows Matoni. She, when she has an idea, she goes for it, and she brings a whole lot of people along with her with great energy. And it's been wonderful to meet you in 2016, and the rest is history, really, isn't it? Since 2017, we've been helping you with this. And I'd also like to welcome my colleague Yvette Knoll, who's also put on her video, because I'm actually the outgoing Deputy Director of CISL South Africa, and Yvette is coming in to take my place. So very excited to have her here and to just be part of this evening. So I suppose I should say a little bit about Cambridge Institute for Sustainability Leadership. Obviously, it's based at the University of Cambridge in the Faculty of Technology, and it has various streams of activity, and one of them being education, and a real focus on business education. So everything they do is aimed at business people, and the office in South Africa focuses on what's called executive education. But being on this continent, I actually think the youth are the future. So like Matoni, I think it's really important for us to work with youth. And so that's why I was very excited to be able to be part of this initiative, and would really like to see it replicated in every other African country if that was at all possible. What's really exciting, Yvette and I have just finished running a program for FSD Africa, which is also based in Nairobi, which is all about how do we help Africa move towards a climate resilience economy? And one of the stumbling blocks has been this access to climate finance that's available. So it was very interesting listening listening to Safaricom, because actually it's one of the leaders in terms of sustainability and the forerunners, and everybody always talks about M-Pesa and how it's the most appropriate technology that was found in terms of financial inclusion and access. But I think if any of you are listening, I was just interested to see what the young people said was the most urgent issue facing the world. And I saw deforestation beat climate change. They're very linked, but just warning, the latest international planner on climate change, which all the esteemed scientists have, and the UN have Antonio Guterres, who heads up the UN, has called it code red. We have a big disaster in terms of climate change, and we need to respond. We need to respond appropriately with an inclusive and green economy, which is obviously what this program is about, is getting young people to think in that way, that creates prosperity, that creates better health, cleaner air, but it has to be done in solidarity as a world and with courage, because it's not going to be easy. So I think if young people can get involved in developing a different future for themselves, and unfortunately we've created the problems for them, and now we turn to young people to try and fix it. So really it's a very urgent issue right now to think about how do we, and particularly this continent has an opportunity to develop differently. It has to develop it differently. Basically, fossil fuels have to stay in the ground, and that's quite tricky for many countries in Africa who have recently discovered fossil fuels. So we had a very interesting time with the finance sector and policy and regulators during this program, and just really understanding, so what does that mean, and how do we develop a narrative that means something for this continent in terms of how we're going to develop and what's going to facilitate it and enable it. So very exciting. So we will once again with the winners, unfortunately we don't have any face-to-face programs at the moment, and obviously we will watch the space, but again the winners of this program will go through our Sustainability Essentials online course. And then, as Tony says, we will be part of the mentorship program. And as I was listening to Samuel talking about design thinking, and I know that we ran the mentorship program last year, and nothing ever goes according to plan when you do something the first time around, but I thought maybe we should apply design thinking to the mentorship program and do a bottom-up approach and really sort of find out from our customers, who are the young people in this exercise, what would they like, how would they like it to work? Because I think we looked at classic mentorship programs, which obviously I've been involved in all my life, and sort of thought, well, this would work. But I think it would be interesting to sort of turn this on its head and say, well, what if we ask the young people what would be the best support that we could give them? Because obviously you've got wonderful people giving them support and how you run a business and all that sort of thing, but it's the overlay of sustainability and everything they do that's important. So that was just my thought, Matoni. Excited to be with you, and I'm going to ask Yvette to say hello and share her thinking too.
Did she drop off?
Nope, I'm here. I had to ask the host to unmute me. Such is the power of people in control of Zoom these days. It's a real privilege to be here actually this evening, and I really want to concur with much of what Elspeth has said. And I don't say that because I'm still learning from her. I say that because we have a very similar belief. And I think that we are here to play a similar role in CISL around the social aspect of how we go about business. And I've really enjoyed hearing the themes of collaboration and partnership coming through on this call. I love the energy of young people in the world and what they are trying to solve and how they're going about it. And I absolutely agree with Elspeth's take on the idea of a bit of ideation and design thinking around, so how can we do this better together? Because we have a real problem on our hands, and it's coming at us. And it is sad that young people have to solve what people before them have created. But in fact, that is how the world works. We are all trying to solve things that have been created and have happened 100 and 150 years before us. And so I really want to encourage everybody to understand and believe that you are absolutely the right people in the right place at the right time. And it's not all about you, it's about how we connect and work together. And so I want to thank you, and it's a real privilege, and I'm glad Elspeth mentioned the FSD Africa program, because it was quite inspiring to see that kind of that swell around what is the African narrative in this global problem that we are facing. And I think I want to encourage people, all of us on this call, in this meeting and in this program and other programs, to really hone what is that African narrative, because we have a lot to bring to the solutions for the world. And so thank you for the privilege of being on the line. It's great to be here, and I look forward to the emergent way we can take this partnership forward for the best for everyone. Well, Tony, thanks for having me.
You are most welcome, and we're certainly looking forward to working with you. And I'm glad to hear of the passion that you have, very similar to Elspeth's passion. And you know, it's a great partnership, and we're really very honored to be working with CISL. So welcome, Yvette, and we look forward to you enjoying the passion and energy that we have from the My Little Big Thing SDGs Innovation Challenge. So I just want to share my screen so that I can introduce the fellowship program, which is very much linked to the partnership with CISL. As I mentioned earlier, last year we launched a mentorship program, and that's just part of how we were able to re-engineer My Little Big Thing following the COVID-19 pandemic. Sorry, can you see my screen or not yet? Okay.
Not yet.
You can see me, but not my screen.
Your screen, not yet.
Okay.
Now we can.
Now you can. Okay, great. So as I was saying earlier, and you mentioned it, Elspeth, that last year we had to, and I think everybody had to, re-engineer the way they do things following the COVID-19 pandemic. So in our case, we changed the idea, we had to rethink the idea of sending our winners to South Africa to attend the Sustainability Practitioners Program that's offered by Cambridge University, simply because it was impossible to travel. And then we also started running a lot of these events that we are having, like today, started running them online, again, simply because we were all working and studying from home. And we have continued to do that even into 2021. And because of that, we've also had to relook at our mentorship and fellowship program. So we wanted to continue to engage with those previous participants, because anyone who's been involved in the innovation process knows that it's not a one-time, it's not a one-time event that happens. The innovation process is a continuous process, and a lot of times the participants who take part in our challenge have great ideas, and they need a lot of guidance as to how they're going to bring it to life, or how to bring those ideas to life. And so we wanted to be able to continue to support the finalists from our program. And so we launched a mentorship program last year, where we invited the finalists from last year's challenge to take part in guided conversations with Cambridge Institute of Sustainability Leadership Program alumni, and this was coordinated between MK Africa and CISL South Africa, and it was a very successful first step in what we're now introducing as our fellowship program. So we have sort of rebranded the mentorship program into a fellowship program, so that we can be able to bring in finalists not just from the current competition, but also from previous years. And so this year we are calling on all our previous finalists, starting from 2017, all the way up to the ones who are going to be finalists in this year's challenge, to join in our fellowship program. And what our fellowship program entails is mentorship, where they will get a chance to discuss their projects with mentors from the CSL or Cambridge Institute of Sustainability Leadership South Africa alumni. We'll be having 6 months of mentorship where we have a meeting every month for a group peer-to-peer discussion, group and peer-to-peer discussions. And then we'll also be guiding them and training them on how to fundraise, how to be able to write proposals, and basically how to present their ideas to potential funders. So this is a program that we've opened up to all our previous finalists, and they get to have the privilege or get our support rather for the next 6 months. And I'm so privileged or honored that we have actually maintained a relationship and a partnership, so to speak, with all our previous finalists. And our next speaker, Buya, is one of those who was a finalist. She was the only female finalist in our first edition of the My Little Big Thing Challenge 5 years ago in 2017. And she had a wonderful experience growing her project. She was in South Africa to attend the Sustainability Practitioners Program. And we've continued to work very closely with Buya over the last 5 years. So Buya, this is my introduction of you. I'm hoping you'll share a little bit more about what you're doing with the Empower Her initiative, which you launched around the same time that you entered into the My Little Big Thing Challenge. And we look forward to hearing briefly from you about what you've been doing since then. Buya, are you there?
Yes, Mudoni, can you hear me?
We can. We can hear you, but cannot see you. Are we able to see you?
Yes, you can see me. Can you see me?
I think somebody needs to remove my spotlight. Let me see. Can I see you now?
Yes.
Okay, great. Fantastic. Welcome, Buya.
Asante sana. I might need to switch off my video for proper connection. So I think after introduction, I'll just switch it off. Like Mudoni has said, my name is Buya Mukonzo. I'm the founder and executive director of Empower Her Initiative. I had a chance to participate in the My Little Big Thing competition in 2017. That was the first cohort. And when I look back, I'm very thankful that in the midst of doubt, I took the bold step to submit my idea for the challenge, because at that point, I wasn't really sure that my idea was going to make it. At that time, I didn't think that my idea was good enough because we were talking about innovation and hadn't looked at social innovation as a key factor, as a key idea that would actually win the competition. So if you're having doubts about your idea, I think the best thing you can do is submit, and then you will be guided afterwards. So the My Little Big Thing competition challenge, it changed both my work and personal life in such a positive way. So during that time, when I submitted the video, after a couple of days, I received an email that had been shortlisted among the top 15. Then so a training was organized for the top 15 participants. So we were taken through a training to refine the ideas that we had, and this involved trainings like IP issues, communication, speaking, budgeting, and all of that. Just everything that a startup or an entrepreneur needs to learn before they can take their venture to the next level. So after that, after the training, we had a chance to pitch our ideas to a panel of experts. And I remember during my time, we had a team from the World Bank, those Child Fund, those KPMG, the British High Commissioner was there, among other top organizations, and that was very impressive. So after that, the judges narrowed down to 7 participants, and I'm happy that I made it to the top 7. So that time we received a small budget. We were given some money that we could use to campaign so that we can sell the ideas that we had to the public and have the public vote for us. So after about 2 weeks of voting, again, I emerged among the top 3 and I was able to win the top prize. And at that time, the top prize included going to South Africa to Cambridge Institute of Sustainability Leadership for training and an internship at a top company. So at CISL, that's Cambridge Institute of Sustainability Leadership, I liked the fact that they used practical and relatable examples that I could relate to at my level. I also got to learn and connect with top level managers from institutions across the world, because ideally this idea is meant for them. So you can imagine what it means to a young person to be able to get the same training as these top level managers so that they can transform their ideas for their organizations. The training was very detailed. Literally everything that I wanted covered in details was actually covered. And also I had all my questions answered. At the same time, I got a chance to do a one-on-one conversation with one of the facilitators just to refine my idea and have like a proper direction to which I wanted to take this idea that I had. So afterwards, after the training at Intundla, we had a chance to do a site visit at PNG, South Africa. And then, so essentially this was meant just to teach us on zero waste management plans. So we had a chance at tour at the company and go to see how they manufacture the diapers and other products that they manufacture with zero waste. So then, after that entire learning experience, we had a couple of days to tour and sightsee Johannesburg. So we went to Carlton Center, we went to Soweto, went to Mandela's house, there was the Apartheid Museum, Constitutional Hill, Nelson Mandela Square. Like those just amazing places to sightsee, and that was very impressive. And so when we came back, we had a chance to interview at top companies in the country. That was including Safaricom, PNG, Vivo Energy, Dow. So for me, I got a chance to intern at Vivo Energy for 3 months. But after my internship, I also got a chance to work for another 1.5 years at Vivo Energy before I actually fully moved into running my venture. So ideally, this internship was meant to give us a feel of what the work environment feels like, and also to get to learn the structures that are needed to run a successful business. So then, like things like HR policy, besides what I was doing, I was able to learn the structures, like you need a financial team, you need some policies to keep you going, and things like that. So for me, I'd say that the whole aspect of the My Little Big Thing competition was just very amazing. And what I enjoyed the most was the practical elements, like things like voting, pitching, and now in this new cohorts, we have community immersion, because things like this help you clearly. They help an entrepreneur clearly in terms of communicating your ideas, because when you're running your company or you're growing your venture, you need to communicate what you're doing to other people, including donors, including stakeholders, so that they're able to understand what you're doing. And so with this kind of skills, then I was able to employ them and just pick all the tips that I got and got great results growing my organization. So that being said, after that entire time and my experience at My Little Big Thing, the little idea that Empower Initiative has now grown into an amazing nonprofit that works in Western Kenya. And at this point, we are able to meet our operational costs. We have the capacity to fundraise, and also we have the capacity to take on huge projects from end to end and transform the lives of women and girls in communities in Western Kenya. So for me, My Little Big Thing was an opportunity to reflect, plan, expound on my idea, gain network and the experiences that I needed to take Empower Initiative to the next level, and at the back of my mind, just incorporate sustainability in everything that we do as an organization. So yeah, thank you so much, Mudhuni, for the wonderful experience. And I want to encourage each one of you to give it a shot and apply and wait for results, and you never know. Yeah, so thank you. I have finished.
Sorry, I'm looking for my unmute button and wondering if Richard is still with us. Well, thank you so. You're most welcome, Bria.
I am here. I'm just soaking in the wisdom that she's just shared with us. I don't know if you can allow me to maybe point out to her a few things that I noticed from what she said is the practical elements of the program, especially on how to communicate ideas to investors, how to pitch. And I think it's important that any I think you guys need to see me because we are on TV now. Right. Yes. So as I was saying, it's important because especially for the entrepreneurs and the startups who are joining us tonight and have an idea, just don't have an idea and stay with it. You need to know how to communicate. And I think it's important. She mentioned that part especially, or trained on how to fundraise, to present the ideas, and also to refine the ideas, which are really practical elements that are in my little big thing, which everyone should be excited about. I'm hoping as much as I have been. Muthoni, I think at this point is when you can take over.
No, please proceed. I think Stephen is coming on next.
Yes. Now, before we have Stephen, you'd asked a question earlier. That was your third question on the SDGs that Safaricom has. We had a few winners. I don't know if they're still with us. I will announce them so that they can also send in their numbers. We can be able to see to send them 500 Kenya shillings worth of airtime that they have won courtesy of Safaricom and also My Little Big Thing. So these are Hilda, Kiprono, Tony, Gaylord, and Angaya. Muthoni, how many of those SDGs were they?
There were 9.
There were 9. So these are the ones who were able to tell us the 9 of the SDGs that were there. So please send in your numbers. We have that number somewhere on the charts. You can be able to send your number to that particular number, or even leave it in the chat section. So now let's bring in Steve, who will also be joining us tonight. I don't know if Steve is on the call. Steve, if you are with us. Stephen Mushiri. So I'm hoping, because now I can see his slide, I'm hoping he's with us tonight. Stephen Mushiri is the winner of 2019. So we are getting to now sit down with one of them and tell us what are some of those things that he integrated in his idea that led him to ensure that throughout he grew his idea and was able to win. Welcome, Stephen. I'm seeing your video has been highlighted. I'm glad you're joining us tonight. Congratulations, even 2 years later now, for being the 2019 winner. How does it feel?
Thank you, Richard, and thank you so much, Muthoni. It's such a pleasure to win the competition. There's so much joy and clamor about winning the competition, and I'm still so excited about it.
I can bet.
Yes. So Buya has given a very comprehensive summary about the experience in participating in the competition. So I'd like to be very brief and not repeat on what she has said. So my name is Stephen Mushiri. I am a finalist and winner of My Little Big Thing 2019 competition. And I'm so excited to be here to talk about my experience. First of all, I would like to thank Muthoni and the team for the wonderful job they are doing in the competition. In spite of COVID, they have really worked hard to ensure that the competition has gone on. It's so remarkable of you, and long may that continue. I would also like to thank Elspeth and her team. Elspeth was one of the staff members of CISL, who mentored and coached me on sustainable development. And I'm so excited even to see her on this call. So my project was called AutoAlcoBlow, which is an automated alcohol detection and monitoring system that was to prevent ignition of a car's engine once the driver was drunk and beyond the required threshold by law. So once the driver was found to be drunk, the system would give a warning to the driver to park the vehicle, or else the engine of the car would stop. So in case the driver did not stop the car, then the system would automatically send a text message to the owner of the car. So if the car was for hire, to send to the fleet manager, informing them that the driver of this vehicle registration number so-and-so is drunk and not in a position to drive, so that they can take necessary action. So in terms of the progress made so far, we had made considerable progress with the help of MK Africa towards commercializing the idea, but we have experienced challenges with patenting the idea. But once that's resolved, we hope that we are going to make headway on the same. So one of my biggest gains as a participant of my Little Big Thing was the opportunity to network. So after I won the competition, I was offered an internship and later a permanent job by one of the partners, which is PKF. PKF is a global professional services firm that specializes in audit, tax, and advisory. So during my time at PKF, and until my departure in June, I was part of the team that was working to introduce a sustainability reporting product at the firm in collaboration with MK Africa, using the knowledge that I acquired from CISL. So the highlight for me in the competition was, of course, going to South Africa and attending the Sustainability Leadership Program by CISL. It was such a remarkable experience, and thank God during our time there was no COVID, so we were able to go to Johannesburg and to Intundra where the program takes place. So as I finish, my message to 2021 participants is to look at the bigger picture and not just about winning the competition. Look at how you can grow your idea, how you can commercialize it, run as much as possible, and network as much as possible, because My Little Big Thing offers a very good platform to network, not just professionally, but also socially. My parting shot will be a quote by an author by the name Robert Swan, and this is what he said. He said that the greatest threat to our planet is the belief that someone else will save it. So we all have a role to play, and looking at the SDGs that we are focusing, there's certainly one or two things that we can do to help save the planet. And it starts with the little things like switching off the lights when not in use, and not throwing candy wrappings all over the environment. So thank you so much, and I'm looking forward to seeing a successful 2021 competition, and all the best to the participants. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Stephen, for your address. Maybe we'd love to know one thing for those guys who are looking forward maybe to also win this year. Is there something, just something that you did different that you will say that stood out for you from the other guys who are finalists as well that made you the winner of 2019? We'd love a little leakage.
Yeah, one thing I know, it's good to have self-awareness. It's good to know your strengths. It's good to know your weaknesses. For me, I knew I was a bit shy. I didn't have the confidence prior to the competition to stand before people and present. So what I did is that during those training sessions that Modoni and team organized at PKF, I was really keen to learn and practice, and I was able to gain my confidence. And I think during the finals event, my competitors were shocked because they didn't expect that. So I think it's good to know your weaknesses, work on them, and improve on them. Yeah.
Know your weaknesses, work on them, and improve on them. That is a very powerful message. Thank you very much for being able to join this stream tonight. And remember, we are still live on our YouTube. That is at My Little Thing, and also My Little Big Thing, and also at KUTV Kenya on Facebook, and also live on KUTV. At this point, we'd like to introduce back again to the spotlight, Muthoni, who is the CEO MK Africa, to tell us and launch the event.
Okay, so I would like to welcome the 2021 challenge with a bang. As you can see, we are all psyched up and ready to go. This year's competition is again challenging youth from across Africa and not just Kenya to build and sustain inventions, innovations, startups, initiatives, any grand idea that they have that can take care of or impact life on land, life underwater, catalyze climate action, which is SDG 13, or encourage responsible consumption and production, which is SDG 12. So we are calling upon undergraduate university students from across Africa, aged 18 to 25 years, to submit commercially viable ideas, prototypes, and or development stage products that address or contribute to the challenges identified in SDG 12, 13, 14, and 15. The students who are we are welcoming to apply to this year's challenge, like in all challenges, should be undergraduate university students enrolled either in a university, undergraduate university students, or enrolled in a polytechnic or technical university from anywhere across Africa. Applications are going to be open anytime now from the My Little Big Thing website, which is www.mylittlebigthing.com. And the application process is very simple, and I'll be explaining that in a little while. So you may be wondering, what's in it for me? You've heard from previous winners' experiences, and you've seen the evolution that we've gone through. Of course, as has been mentioned, because of COVID-19, travel to South Africa is restricted. However, we do have cash prizes of up to 100,000 shillings for the winner, 75,000 shillings for the second prize winner, and 50,000 shillings for the third prize winner. And this is in addition to a scholarship to complete the Sustainability Essentials for Business online course by Cambridge Institute of Sustainability Leadership, South Africa. And if you're a finalist in this year's challenge, you will get 6 months mentorship by faculty and alumni from the Cambridge Institute of Sustainability Leadership. And the mentorship includes training programs covering business incubation, design thinking, as you heard Elspeth also say, and the theory of change. And not to mention that because we have this year signed a new partnership with KUTV, we are going to be having feature shows of your project on KUTV so that we can be able to promote what you're doing to not just our online audience, but to the TV audience that is found through KUTV. And so we encourage all of you to apply. And I must also mention that it is important that you get access, or you access our online learning platform, which is on learning.mylittlebigthing.com, as part of the application process. I see I am being rushed because we're running out of time, but I do want to make sure that I launch this well. So we are open for applications from this evening, and the closing date for applications is going to be 30th September 2021. As I mentioned, to apply into this year's challenge, you need to fill in the application that's found on mylittlebigthing.com. And part of the application requires for you to submit a 2 to 3 minute video of yourself telling us about your SDGs innovation idea. The SDGs innovation idea should cover any of the Green Agenda SDGs, that is SDG 12, 13, 14, and 15. And you should also submit a 200-word essay that's part of the application that you will find on our website. I think it's also important to mention that if you take the Sustainability Challenge course that's found on our learning platform, learning.mylittlebigthing.com, you get 10 extra points in your application. So we highly encourage you to take the free learning that is available on our online platform as part of your application process. The other thing that I mentioned earlier, and was actually also mentioned by Kanai from Safaricom, is that we have a webinar series on the Focus SDGs. So starting the 2nd of September, and every Thursday, we are going to be running a webinar on each of the SDGs that we're covering in this year's challenge. So we'll have a webinar on SDG 12, 13, 14, and 15. So we also encourage you, if you're here today, to attend these webinars, because they are part of your learning process and will enhance the quality of your application. However, it's not mandatory for you to attend the webinars for you to apply. Neither is it mandatory for you to complete the courses on our online learning platform, but it is encouraged, okay? So When we close applications on the 30th of September 2021, we are going to have our panel of judges reviewing those applications to select the best ideas. We look for the best 15 ideas from all the applications that we receive. Last year, we received over 200 applications, and we expect to receive even more this year. This process is moderated and audited by PKF, who are our judging partners in this competition. We will have the My Little Big Thing Academy will be offering training programs to the 15 participants or who get to this second stage of the competition through the My Little Big Thing Academy, which is again found on learning.mylittleBigThing.com. So here they will get to attend to do courses on SDGs and design thinking training as part of the SDGs project canvas, which guides them in developing prototypes in preparation for community immersion. So you had Buya mention this in her presentation. This is an exciting development that My Little Big Thing has had over the last 5 years. So between the 25th of October this year and the 12th of November this year, we are going to be having the community immersion experience. So what we expect here is contestants are supposed to develop their prototypes given using the training that we're giving them so that they can be able to come up with prototypes that they can test and with their communities. We encourage them to work with a mentor to guide them in the process. And as you heard from Samuel's presentation, this was really helpful and beneficial for him. And then My Little Big Thing will have bi-weekly calls for the contestants during the 6 weeks of community immersion for training on the SDGs project canvas and just to check in on the progress. So we guide you through this process. We expect you to give us ideas that are actually commercially viable. And that's why we have the community immersion happening between the 25th of October and the 12th of November this year. Then after the community immersion, you will have to come back and present your ideas to the judges on the 19th of November. And this is so that we can be able to select the best to select our finalists for this year's challenge. So 15 of the students who will be participating at this level will present their final prototypes, who will look at the presentations and select the best 7 projects for the finals award ceremony. The 7 finalists will be taken through a 2-week intensive training covering the design thinking and business and how to set in their business model using the SDGs project canvas. And so this training will help them prepare for the My Little Big Thing virtual award ceremony. And this year's event is going to be very exciting. We're looking at having a hybrid. Oh, sorry, that should have been filled out. The finals event is going to be on the 3rd of December. We're looking at having a live event aired on KUTV. And we may also, given, depending on how the situation is, we really hope that we'll be able to have both an online event as well as a live, as well as a face-to-face event, either at the Safaricom Michael Joseph Center or at KUTV. And we will be celebrating our 5th birthday, so there'll be cake. So we already pre-invite all of you who are here today to make sure you attend this event. We are looking to have a total of 7 presentations, the 7 finalists who are going to be making their final pitch to the judges. They're going to be pitching live to the judges who are going to have time to deliberate and select the best 3 presenters, the best 3 presentations, or the 3 winners from this year's challenge. So we're really looking forward to having all of you here, certainly applying into this challenge if you are eligible, and being with us at the finals event when we get to select who the winner is. And so with those few remarks, I would like to now officially
MK Africa is calling on all African undergraduate and college students to win up to 100,000 Kenya shillings alongside many other prizes in the 5th edition of the My Little Big Thing 2021 Innovation Challenge. To participate in this year's competition, all you need is a commercially viable idea addressing any of the challenges in SDGs 12 to 15. These include ideas that seek to achieve sustainable consumption, combat climate change, conserve marine life, and restore our land ecosystems. To apply, take a 2 to 3 minute video of yourself explaining your SDGs business idea and upload it on your personal YouTube channel. Next, visit mylittlebigthing.com to fill out the application form. You will receive a notification saying that your application was successful. Please note, participants are encouraged to take all free online courses on learning.mylittlebigthing.com to earn a certificate and 10 extra points in the competition.
Show my joy. Show my juice. I got. Show my juice.
Okay, so the competition.
You're the man and you're running around. Your business was all over town. You had the fun and you always were out.
So the competition is officially launched. If you have an idea that you have been waiting to submit since we started inviting you to attend this event, you're more than welcome to submit it on our website. What we have there is a screenshot of our application form. So you're more than welcome to submit your application. Just visit www.mylittlebigthing.com. Remember, you should be an undergraduate university or a student or enrolled in a polytechnic or technical vocational training institute from anywhere across Africa. You should fill out this application form and include the link to a 2 to 3 minute video explaining your idea, as well as a 200-word essay on the same. If you're thinking of applying today, I would say you wait until you attend our SDGs Thought Leadership series, the webinars that we're planning with Safaricom. They may be able to help you enhance your application, but nevertheless, you can edit your application anytime between now and when we close the competition entries. So we welcome all of you to apply, and we will certainly look forward to receiving your applications in the near future. I'm now going to hand over to our chairman of the board, advisory board, Mr. Isaac Gituka Kamande. And Richard, is he here?
Mr. Isaac Kamande.
Mr. Isaac Kamande, are you there?
Yeah, he is.
Okay. Karibu sana.
Thank you, Mudhoni. Thank you, Mudhoni. Ladies and gentlemen, participants, we are now coming to the end of the launch of My Little Big Thing Innovation Competition. Let me take this opportunity to thank first and foremost MK Africa, the organizers of My Little Big Thing Innovation Challenge. Secondly, special vote goes to Safaricom, tonight represented by Samson Kenai. Safaricom's commitment to sustainable development is celebrated the world over, and you've even heard Donovan quote it. In the My Little Big Thing Innovation Challenge, Safaricom has always hand-holding MK Africa in pursuing the goals of the Innovation Challenge. The advisory board of the My Little Big Thing, which I must share, I'm the chair, has also provided a lot of support to the goings on for the competition challenge. Other supporters, including the Cambridge Institute for Sustainability Leadership, and tonight presented by Espen Donovan and Nobel, are great supporters. And you have heard from Donovan concepts of ideation and concepts of critical thinking. And at this point, I would like to tell the prospects that these are concepts that are just not rocket science. Ideation is a process of ideas, moving on ideas, whereas critical thinking is not more than scratching your heads when you're thinking of projects. So we have other supporters in the names of PKF, the South African Airways, the recent Kid in the Block, KUTV, and crew. And our precision of their support is highly valued. Of course, we cannot fail to do special mention of the testimonies that we have heard from Samuel, we have heard from Buya, and we have heard from Stephen. It's important to hear testimonies. And I think for the prospects, for those who are going to be with us from today henceforth, you can see that innovators are just like you. They are ordinary people like you. So there must be some innovation that is planted in you. And that is what we want to exploit as we go on. Our precision of your testimonies that you have given tonight are highly appreciated, I would say. Lastly, students, youth, and ladies and gentlemen, we could not launch the season without you. Receive our gratitude and full appreciation for your participation tonight. The question is now, where do we go from here? And for about 4 weeks, starting 2nd of September, we are going to offer training on the leadership being provided towards the achievement of the Green Agenda SDGs. And Modoni has every now and then mentioned the 4 SDGs that form the Green Agenda, and that is SDG 12, responsible consumption and production. And this is where we talk of issues of circular economy. This is where we talk of issues of waste and things like those. Then we have SDG 13, which is climate action. And during the quiz, Donovan has told you that you may not have passed by indicating deforestation is the single biggest threat that the world is facing, because it's climate change that has earned itself the red flag. Then SDG 14, but all this we are going to run in the 4 weeks starting on the 2nd of September. So the third one is Rise Below Water. And from now onwards, you'll be hearing us talk about the blue economy. And we are told that 75% of food resources are found in the oceans. And time has come for us, particularly in Africa, to start becoming consumers of food items that come from the ocean, because I think we are the least in that respect. Then the final one is life on land. And this is where we'll be discussing things like biodiversity loss, which are equally important to Africa. So these 4 SDGs that we are going to learn the webinar series will lay the foundation for the innovation challenge that you're going to participate in. And the details will become clear as we delve into the training, which will be starting on 2nd September 2021. Again, thank you all for coming and have a good night. Cheerio.
Thank you very much, Chairman. That is Isaac Kamande, who's also the chairman of the advisory board. It's interesting to note that, sir, you are an Ivy League graduate as well.
Anne?
You are an Ivy League graduate.
Yes, I joined the Ivy League. That was Cornell University.
Yes.
Of upstate New York.
Right. We are very thankful that you could be able to join us tonight. And for those maybe who have no idea of who maybe have not enough information of you, it's important to know that he was also the Director of Projects and Programs, Ministry of Devolution, was there to, also rolling out of the extensive awareness programs that were created towards the SDGs. And we are glad that you could give us the insights that you've used, especially in Sustainable Development Goals working, and also in the projects that you've coordinated. All right, so at this point, we'd like us to take a look at maybe the answer, the SDGs that you guys are supposed to take a look at in this year's My Little Big Challenge. And those who are maybe a quick go through them: 12 to 15, responsible consumption and production; climate action; goal number 14, life below water; and life on land. If you have those, you can check out, for those who are watching tonight, mylittlebigthing.com, and you'll be able to take a look at how you can send in your applications. As it was said, you have to be enrolled in a vocational institute or somewhere that you're taking your courses at your higher learning institution, and also also taking note of those particular restrictions in terms of age for those who want to apply. Muthoni, at this point, we would like to, of course, ask people to give us feedback on how you have felt the launch is tonight. And we'll be taking a look, maybe some feedback that is there on the Menti platform. Is there any?
There's a Menti platform, and there's a feedback form that has been shared in the chat. So we'd really love to hear from everyone in terms of just their experience from today's event, and would love to know what we can do to improve and just what people enjoyed. So we ask you to take a few minutes to share your feedback on that. And we also have shared on the screen the question that we didn't get a chance to answer on Menti: how important are sustainability and the SDGs in your buying decisions? The same code that you used to log on to Menti before is applicable. Please take some time to just fill in. We have one person who has already sent us an answer, but we would like to hear from more of you. So if you could please kindly do that. The person has told us it's very important, and would like to know if this is the same for everyone. So if you could just go into Menti again using the same code 73997678 and share with us your views. And also remember that as you're doing that, we have the feedback form that has been shared in the chat, which is a Google form. If you could also just give us that feedback, we'd appreciate if you could take a few minutes to do that. Thank you.
All right, and thank you very much. I think we've come to the end, Muthoni.
Sorry?
As we take a look at...
Yeah, we're waiting for the responses to come in. Somebody has said not so important. Thank you for that feedback. 86% of those who have shared their feedback so far are saying it's very important. That's wonderful.
Everything you put your hand go up, your name go open doors.
Maybe also to remind those guys who had won the questions that we asked earlier, the link where you can be able to send your numbers to get your airtime, 500 Kenyan shillings for those who won, has been shared in the chat. You can check out the WhatsApp and send in your numbers as the voting continues on menti.com. What to use there is 73997678 as the code to access. You can see it at the top of your screen for maybe those who joined in later on and couldn't access there. 13% are saying it's not so important, and 88% are saying it's very important that the sustainability, how the SDGs influence their buying decisions, very important. So it's also important that we innovate around these SDGs so that we can combat some of the problems that we're facing and alleviate our situation here on Earth. We have been live on Facebook at KUTV Kenya and also on KUTV's platforms, and also My Little Big Thing that has been there on YouTube. You can check out that live stream later on if you missed any of that. And we are thankful that you could be able to join tonight. My name is Richard Okenye. I am the host of a business show on KUTV Kenya, that is Biashara Tuesday. So I'm looking forward to see some of the innovators who are going to be joining this year, to have them on my show and maybe share some of the experiences and how their journey is looking like for them for this year's 2021 challenge. And at this point, I'm going to hand over to Muthoni to tell us some of the events that are lined up and some of the webinars that you guys can join in to learn in from the SDG 12 to 15, even as you prepare for this year's Africa's biggest sustainability innovation challenge, courtesy of MK Africa and My Little Big Thing. Over to you, Muthoni.
Thank you very much, Richard. We are certainly coming to the tail end of our event today. Just as has been mentioned earlier by both Mr. Kamande and Samson Kanai from Safaricom, we are going to be starting our webinar series on the 2nd of September 2021. The applications, or rather the registrations for this event, are already open, so you're more than welcome to do that. You can do that. You can register to attend on our website. They will be running at around the same time from 7 to 8 p.m. every Thursday for 4 Thursdays starting the 2nd of September 2021. So karibu sana to our website to register for this event. And thank you to all of you who have shared your responses on Menti. A majority of you have said that the buying decision is actually, your buying decisions are now being influenced by the SDGs and sustainability, and that's important feedback, and we appreciate that, and we hope that that will continue to grow as your awareness of SDGs increases through your engagement with us. And so mine is just to thank you so much for your participation in tonight's event. It has been a wonderful event. You have had a lot of fun. We look forward to receiving your feedback using the link that has been shared in the chat. So if you haven't shared your feedback, please click on the Google form that has been shared. The link is in the chat, just so that we know what we can do for future events, and we'll certainly look forward to hosting all of you in our future events. So I wish you all a good evening, and yeah, stay tuned. We are now live, and you can continue to apply to this year's challenge up to the end of September. Karibuni sana.
Let's hop in my Maserati. Baby, hop in my Maserati. I said hop in my Maserati. Hop in my Maserati. Girl, I wanna see you go down. Yeah, say me I love the way you bend body. Hop in my Maserati. Baby, hop in my Maserati. And I just wanna see you ride. Somebody needs somebody. My somebody needs somebody. Would somebody tell somebody what to call me, show me? I'm Mr. Keep it on 100. Yeah, I'm ready, yeah, ready. Love, get it to Yankee for this pandemic. And girl, I get it all at me, I wanna spend it. I fit to be your garment, me, I wanna wear it for real. You know I got it, take the car keys. For the Maserati, you get nothing. For the Lamborghini, you want it. For the Bentley, you want it. Oh baby, choose what you wanna cruise in. I buy you shoes, but they give me shoes. And I like the way I get it out. So you up in my Maserati. Baby, up in my Maserati. I say up in my Maserati. Up in my Maserati. Girl, I wanna see you go down. Tell me I love the way you bend body. Up in my Maserati. Baby, up in my Maserati. And I just wanna see you go. Somebody needs somebody. Somebody needs somebody. Let me give you butterfly. Say I did it, mesmerize me. I'm out to show, to civilize. Here you go, I can follow. When I up the music, make it follow. And I go give you steady on the slow. Baby, don't make a ginger. I know you like to party. I'm a total body. You my body, shit. Yeah, I'm a guy. Innocent, nobody. I'm gonna make you up. Make you up. Up in my Maserati. Make you love in my Maserati. I say up in my Maserati. Up in my Maserati. Girl, I wanna see you go down. Send me, I love the way you bend body. Up in my Maserati. Make you love in my Maserati. And I just wanna see you go. Timmy J on the track.
Okay. So Patricia, you want people to stop record? I don't know what you mean here. It's already stopped recording.
For YouTube.